this will end up on YouTube for the people that aren't able to join today and that wanted to join in the circle. I don't know if you guys can hear an echo or not. So this evening, what we're going to do is I'm going to get you guys to, if you have an eye cover, to grab an eye cover so that you can journey a little bit better without having any distractions. And so also, if you have any essential oils that you want to use to ground yourself, I today have my I have my grounding, my envision, and my valor. For some reason, it just said take me with you. So I'm going to be using valor today. I don't know what kind of courage is going to be needed, but I'm following that calling, and I'm going to just bless you guys with some Palo Santo.
I'm in a Zoom.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to ask you guys to do is to mute yourselves when you're not sharing so that it doesn't have that feedback, because I noticed the last time that we had the circle and everybody was unmuted, there was a lot of echoing. And so that helps to drown it out, the echo, and just having it sound normal. Okay, so I'm going to introduce myself. I am Nev. I have been practicing these circles since last year, March. No, it was earlier than that. The first circle that we had was back in February, and Manpreet that's where I met Manpreet, as she led the circle with a friend of ours, Harpreet, and it was such a beautiful experience that I wanted to learn more about shamanism. And so I took Manpreet's workshop and was able to gain so much more insight, and we journeyed several times to do different things. So it got me so eager about it that I had a soul retreat last year. Even though we were amidst COVID and everything, we still managed to gather 9 of us all together up in Innisfil, Barrie area, and it was just a beautiful experience. Every woman that came was from a different background, different set of knowledge and understandings, and when we left all with one heart and one soul. So it was a beautiful experience to explore ourselves. And we've been doing circles in the park ever since the summer, but because it's colder, we moved them to online, and it's been a little bit easier to hold smaller circles, more intimate circles. So the first journey that we're going to do tonight is going to be for you guys to meet your power animal for the first time. But before we get into the journeys, I'm going to let Manpreet introduce herself and
I
share a
think
little
you
bit
kind of
more.
partly already did. So I have been learning shamanic healing. It just crossed my path. I just met my teacher by chance. I started out in 2011, and I've been on this path. It has helped me really ground myself and bring some changes in my life, which I didn't even know were going to come. Really connected to this path, and I keep meeting amazing souls. And when I met Nev at Nirvana Wellness Clinic, I just felt instant connection with her. I think there is definitely some past life stuff going on here too. I really, the only promise that I made my teacher was that I will continue being connected to this path and help anyone who wants to spread it in the community. My focus has been mostly women and children, but I think in the last 1.5 year, I think every age and everyone has been reaching out I work full time in IT otherwise, but I think um, I'm in between a transformation again. I think going through one more big change every 7 to 8 years. We all go through some changes. So I'm really glad and very grateful that Nev is holding all the circles, and I get to be a part of it too. So thank you all for coming today. It's just the community is just growing. It's so good to see it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so wonderful to be able to connect with new people and introduce them to shamanism. They might know it, they might not, like me. I didn't know anything about shamanism. And it was such a wonderful experience, and it just opened up so much more for me. So we won't delay tonight. So as I mentioned, the first journey that we're going to do is our power animal. Dylan, if you wanted to see if there's a new power animal that's around you, then by all means, because I know that you've done this journey. But
Mhm.
if you wanted to set a different intention to ask your power animal if there's a new message or something, then you can by all means go ahead and do that. Okay. For Holly and Paula,
Nev,
yes.
while you're talking, I'm gonna bring my drum. I want to see how it sounds.
Yes. Okay.
If it is not good, then we'll use the recording. Okay.
Of course. Yes. Thank you. Paula and Holly, what you're going to do is you're going to set your intention to meet your power animal. So you're going to ask your power animal to introduce themselves to you. And with this, you have to have 3 encounters with a power animal to know that it's your power animal. So whether it's, physical, like you could feel it touching you, or it's going under your hand, or you see it, or you hear it, or you smell it. Some people have had skunks as power animals. Any 3 interactions that you have will be the way that they're going to introduce themselves to you. Okay. So what we would like you to do is choose, imagine a place in nature that you've been. It could be anywhere. It could be at a beach, by a tree, at a lake, any place that you feel that you're in touch with, something that you love. Mine is always a tree by a lake, so I will always start my journeys there. I'll imagine that, and then I will set the intention while I'm standing in that spot. So that's what you're going to do. So you're going to select a place in nature, and when you close your eyes and you hear the drums, you're going to imagine yourself standing there. And then you're going to set the intention to your power animal for them to come and introduce themselves to you. That's going to be our first journey.
Play the drum and see. I'm just
Yes.
going to play the drum. Let's see.
I'm
Okay.
going to mute myself. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay.
That's perfect. And it's actually clear.
Amazing. I figured
Very
out a trick.
You'll have to share that trick with me later.
I will. Yeah.
Okay. So let's get on this journey.
Go to the place in nature. State your intention. And just surrender.
Okay. If you have a pen and paper and you want to write down anything that came up while you're on that journey, please take a moment and do that.
If you want to write anything, you can go ahead, but otherwise, just try to gather the journey in your mind.
Mm-hmm. You're ready, and if anyone would like to share or ask questions, please go ahead.
I'll go. If that's okay.
Yes, of course.
Okay. It was kind of hard for me to concentrate, even though I had my eye cover on. But I imagine myself on a dock on the lake that I like going to,
Mhm.
and I felt the sun, the heat. I felt the water because I had my feet in the water at the dock. But I didn't really see anything else. I was just in the scenery.
Okay, that's okay. You can always try again another time with a drumming track. There's lots of drumming tracks on YouTube. We can definitely guide you to some great ones. And it could also be that, you just are in the moment there, right? With the scenery and with the water and the air, which are great elements to have. So that's it's good.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Paula. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go ahead and share mine. So I connected with my power animals, and they had a message that they wanted me to bring back to everybody. And the message was to be calm and walk fearless, not fearful. Do not believe everything you hear, especially from the news media. And God gave us all we need right here on earth. So use what nature provides us and do your research, because, again, not everybody can be trusted with natural remedies. There's a lot of people out there that will do you more harm just to make money than do good for you. So that's just something that they wanted me to remind you. Trust your intuition. When your intuition is trying to tell you something, just take a breath, hold still, and trust that intuition that's coming through. Does anybody else want to share?
Mine's I just like kind of just dozed into my meditation and go to the same park here in Downsview. And I had
Mm-hmm.
Shorty. I was just walking around. Didn't really get to focus too much into it, but just walking around, just looking at the scenery with them.
Mm-hmm. I really do think Shorty is your power animal. Like, he's here to guide you.
Shorty,
He
come
was
here.
manifested.
Yeah, Shorty, come here.
Okay. Holly,
So,
did you see anything?
No, not really. I just, was trying to even just get to the place that, that I like to be at. Because there's so many different places that I kind of like to grasp with nature, whether it be like in the forest or at the beach. So I really couldn't even focus on just one location.
Okay. It's okay. Sometimes the ego does that as well. Like it will interrupt our thought process to, make it seem like, because that's what it did that to me in the beginning.
Yeah. So, and like, in the whole getting into the zone, I don't know how to meditate, if that makes sense. So, even just to try to turn off my thoughts,
Absolutely.
you
Absolutely.
know. So, yeah, definitely it was a difficult, start to any sort of journey.
Okay.
But I, when I do go for walks and that, I have been in touch with, like the one thing that I did happen to notice that I see a lot of is cardinals.
Okay.
And like male or female cardinals. Those
Yeah.
were big. Those, especially like last year, before the weather got cold. Every time I went for a walk, like every single time I went for a walk, I would see cardinals.
They could possibly be your power animal.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, both of my parents have passed, so
Mm-hmm.
I think they were trying to give me messages.
Okay.
exactly.
But
That's
yeah,
nice.
cardinals, they pop up everywhere. Like I'll see people post pictures of cardinals. I'll see cardinals. Yeah, like that's just.
Sounds like it's definitely a sign from the universe that they're trying to get your attention. Have you ever looked up the meaning of cardinals?
Cardinals are, they're spiritual animals from heaven. So they are usually a loved one that has passed that is coming to tell you that you are being surrounded and protected. And the fact that I've seen male and females is kind of, to me, is an indication that it's both my mom and my dad. And sometimes they'll come together or sometimes they'll come individually.
Okay.
But they do come in my dreams as well. So I can tap into that aspect.
That's nice though. It's a nice reminder that, they're still around you.
Well, it's very comforting, right?
Yeah.
Especially like I talk to them and tell them. But I ask them for guidance a lot.
Wonderful. That's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Hi, Sonia. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I'm here. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm sorry I'm joining late. I have
It's okay.
But hi.
Hi. Okay. Manpreet, do you want to guide us on our next?
Yes, definitely. So I wanted to comment on one of the things. The place in nature that we start with, um, it should be a place where we have been at least once in our life. And when I first started journey, I had 4 different places, and I had similar experiences. Holly, actually, I was very confused in my first journey, and I could not journey at all because I kept going to the place. There was a big mango tree when I was young. Then I kept going to this mountain that I had visited. Then the forest as well, because so what I really did was just put my hand on my heart, and really the first thing that comes into my visual or my hearing and my feeling, whether it's a tree or water, I go with that place. So it will slowly become something which is easy to do. Our mind is always trying to take over, but we are trying to channel the mind to do journey. So it's the ego struggle that Nev was talking about. So the way to really not struggle is to just not fight, just give up. Okay, I can't journey. Okay, fine, maybe I'll do it again. So just try. Sometimes it just takes a few turns to do it. Okay, so I think what I am guided to for my second journey for us Today, I felt my mom has actually passed away, and she has been guiding me all 2 weeks that we connect with our guides who are in the upper world. In shamanic path, we are taught three different worlds. The one journey that we all do is in the lower world, where we go to the place in nature, we kind of dive in, which can be underwater, which can be under the ground, or wherever it is. It looks like this world only. And the other world is where we are, middle world, houses, trees, cities, and stuff. And then the other one is the upper world. Some call it the heavens, some call it whatever name you want to give it. So, our intention for the second journey is to travel to the upper world and find a guide there. It can be anyone, it can be an angel, it can be a passed on person, someone that you were close with, it can be a guide in human form. It can be, sometimes we are shown guides who are half human and half animal, but most of them are like maybe the phoenix, or any god and goddess that you are, uh, familiar with. You might see them, or sometimes you will just hear something or have a light. So just go to the place in nature, and you will again travel down, and then you will travel up using either a tree or a staircase, whatever feels natural to you, or you could be just flying up, and you will go through a path, and then you will reach the upper world. You might see clouds, you might see something, and you'll have some sensations. Anytime you feel any block or anxiety, or oh, I can't see anything, I can't feel anything, state your intention again. My intention here is to find a guide in the upper world. My intention is to find a guide in the upper world, and just go with the flow. So I will start drumming, and when it's time to come back, the drumming will change to a faster beat. I'm not going to say anything. I see that whenever I say something, the drumming gets interrupted in the audio. So I'm going to not speak, and we'll start. Okay. All right, everybody, put your bandana on, or you keep your eyes closed, and we're going to start the journey.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay. So I had a great experience traveling to the upper worlds. I met with a spirit guide and there's no his or her. They don't go by gender, but the name was Ashanuk. Ashanuk? Yeah. Ashanuk from Sirius. And they were just reminding me that they are guiding me in truth as Syrians seek out truth and just to what in front of me in my view that is truth, it will be lit up, and they want me to reshare that with others so that more that the truth comes out, the more that we will be safer. I don't know what that means, but I know that I am safe and I am being guided and protected. And that's being asked by our creator. And then just as I was leaving the place that I was, it was I can't even say it was heaven. I don't know what it was, a different planet, a different galaxy within Sirius, but it was very beautiful, very illuminated, and it was so Ashunuk, we literally held each other's shoulders and touched foreheads as a way of greeting before I came back. If that makes any sense. One thing I want you guys to remember as well is when you try to go on your journey, if your ego tries to block you, just acknowledge your ego and say, yes, I know. It's just like Manpreet said. I know it's not real, but let me just go on this journey and it will allow you. As long as you acknowledge your ego, it will. It wants the praise and then it will give you the rite of passage. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, but that was my journey.
It's funny Nev mentioned the ego because as I was trying to travel up to the upper world, all that kept popping in my mind was like certain like scenarios of people in my life that are like have harmed me or I've harmed them. Like, it's like I wasn't able to get past that because of my ego there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to get past it, but like all of these different scenarios are just popping up in my head and just stopping me.
Yes. Yeah. Just acknowledge your ego and say, all right, you're right. You're right. Just can I continue?
Can I go through?
Can I continue on this little path? That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, Dylan.
Anybody else wants to share?
I also wanted to mention Sonia, who's with us, Red Willow Company. She's my crystal guru. Anything I needed to know about crystals, I would reach out to Sonia. So if you ever need information about crystals, she's your gal. Did you guys feel anything on this journey, Holly, Paula?
So Nev,
Yes, Sonia.
it's Sonia. I don't. All that so with me, you guys know I always end up in a forest, right?
Yes.
So I was floating above the forests, and I saw in the distance clouds, but not cumulus clouds, like just very, the very wispy layers of clouds. I floated straight up and I don't know if I was sitting or standing on those clouds. And I felt like there was a mountain range beyond them, and that's what I was moving towards.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's beautiful, though.
It was beautiful. I felt like it was like I don't know, like Colorado, like somewhere Colorado, Montana, somewhere like that, as opposed to our forests here. Do you know
Like
what I mean?
or Twilight or something like
You know, yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah. And I felt like I possibly may have been a bird because I couldn't feel really my legs, but I could
Mhm.
feel more strength through my arms as if they were moving,
Mhm.
which makes me feel like I was a bird, but I can't tell you for sure. That's what I have.
That's awesome. Paula, did you want to share something?
Yeah, no, I couldn't really get into anything. Like I was floating in my meditation a little bit, but and then I started hearing other outside noise, so I couldn't. I was smelling my oils and stuff, and I couldn't focus
Yeah.
that
It's
well.
it's difficult to focus like during this journey, and it was just as I was coming back and I can hear my children upstairs screaming, and I was like, hey. They just
I
kind of
could hear
pulled
the
me up, and I'm
kitchen
like,
stuff too. Yeah.
it is difficult um, when you're trying to get yourself centered to be able to focus on the journey or on your intention. Just as Manpreet said, remind yourself the intention, because that's what I did as I was coming back. I reminded myself the intention because I hadn't left yet, and I just asked Chinook, is there anything else that you want me to know? And they said, nope, that's it for now. You're being called back. And this was before you started drumming for us to come back. So I was like, okay.
I've just been off with the time change. I've been in and out of sleep.
Hmm.
So it's just weird.
Yes, it is. A trick
Yeah.
to that. Sorry,
No,
Manpreet. A
go
trick to
ahead. Go
that
ahead.
is if you have the chance to take off your socks and stand in the grass, it will help you rebalance the circadian rhythm within your body and with nature.
Okay, thank you.
That's a good
You're
idea,
welcome.
actually. Thanks, Nev, because I've been kind of feeling very off too since yesterday.
Hmm.
Because I think
Yes.
the time change was coming. I didn't even realize it until last night, but it's not been easy. I've been sleeping a lot more. So yeah, I
That's a
was
good
at
thing. Your body needs that rest, right?
yep, yeah,
You're following.
the rhythms. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I was able to actually journey as well this time. Usually when I drum, I don't journey a lot, but this time I was able to journey and a very usually my journeys are like stories. This time it was very like kind of ad hoc. I saw one of my spirit guide that I work with all the time, but then I saw uh, two or three of them, and I don't know what their name is. Maybe an Egyptian god where the face is like a maybe like a horse. I can't tell. I'll have to look it up. Maybe someone that I'm not sure about. So maybe an Egyptian god that I saw. They gave me a lot of light and healing on the heart. That's when I where I needed it, I guess. And there was one question that kept popping in my mind. I guess they want me to ask, "What's your truth? What's your truth?" It's very relevant to the transformations I'm going through right now. So I'm gonna sit with that and see what's coming for me. So yeah,
That's amazing.
thank you.
It's like everything is just constantly centered back and comes back to truth, right? Whether
True.
it's looking for the truth that's out there to be revealed from what's happening in the world right now, or looking at ourselves and the truth that is within. And sometimes in life, the reflection, it's like a reflection of the mirror. Whatever's happening within you, within your home, it reflects with what's happening out in the world. So if you're looking for calm, calm has to start from within and around your immediate surroundings before you'll see calm outside. So for those people that are always anxious or depressed, they have to look at their surroundings at home. What is making them anxious at home? What is depressing them at home or within themselves, so that they can combat it and then bring that calm, a sense of calming into their lives. It's very important. Mm-hmm. That is wonderful. Okay, so just thinking, does anybody have an intention that they want to set for a journey? An idea? This is the first time I'm throwing it out there to everybody to see what may come. Anybody? Any ideas?
I think you put everybody on the spot, Nev.
I know.
That's good though. That's good. I was curious about one thing. How many of us know each other before this circle? Like, who have met or acknowledged? Like, I know that I met you, Nev. Like,
Yes.
we have been doing stuff together. Then I met Dylan at one of the circles. Then Sonia as well.
Yes.
Holly, has she been on any other circles? I don't know. I kind of recognize her. I don't know why.
Holly has, this is her first circle with us.
Yeah.
She has her own gifts as well that I find very cool and very interesting.
Yeah. So Holly, we're talking about you. I feel
I
like I
know.
know you, but I don't know. Maybe we haven't met, but it feels like it's a familiar
Well, maybe
face.
we were destined to meet. I always find that, that the people that we meet and get to know and be friends with, we're destined to meet, regardless of
think
how how we meet in our path. It's
Yes.
it is a
Yes.
destiny,
Mm.
and that's just kind of the way I feel. This is my first time dealing with anything of this sort. Again, like I stated before, I've been told to learn how to meditate, because with COVID, I've been suffering from a lot of anxiety, which I've never had before. And it's been extremely trying, to say the least. I mean, I'm on medication that I don't like being on because I'm more all about the natural, so it's been a very difficult year. But like Nev said, there are some gifts that I do have. And I discovered my gifts when I was 13. So, and they can be scary at times, but it's something that I've been able to tap into. And I don't tell a lot of people because I don't want to get those strange looks. Right. But just to kind of give you guys the idea, because Nev said that, she thinks that it's a cool gift to have. I lost my mom when I was 13. So in 1989. So on New Year's Eve, we were at a friend's party, and I sat on the stairs and I started crying. And my mom was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Mom, I don't want this year to end." And she's like, "Why?" And I said, "I don't know. I just don't want this year to end." Well, 6 months later, my mom passed away of breast cancer at the age of 46. Then it happened again a few years later, and I lost my brother and an uncle. And then it happened again on New Year's Eve. It's always New Year's Eve. That happens to be the day that I can kind of sense what the next year is going to bring. I don't know who's going to pass. I just get that sense of somebody that I know that is close to me is potentially going to pass away or become very sick. The last time it happened was, well, not the last time, I had a span, and usually after the person passes away, the feeling of that sense of heaviness and despair leaves. So it happened again on New Year's Eve of 2008, going into 2009. In December of 2009, I lost my aunt and my father 3 days apart. But then the feeling never went away. And I had it for another 2.5 years. And in that period, I lost 5 family members. So that's my gift, and it's extremely, it's, I don't like telling people, oh, well, I have this bad feeling or I have this feeling, because it's usually not always the best of feelings, but it's a gift that I have. And then the other gift is that my parents have come to me in my dreams. My mother came to me the year she passed away, the day before my birthday. And then 2 months after my father passed away, he came to me with my mother. My mother is always there, and she does all the talking and he doesn't. But they came together, and that's when my grieving for my father stopped, because I knew that they were together. So there are some unique gifts that I have. So, I can tap into that energy that, but I can never determine who it's going to be that can pass. So, yeah. But on this journey, no, I got to the clouds and then I got stuck. But it was dark, and it was grayish, wispy clouds.
That's interesting. It's kind of like in between.
I almost made
the
it
top of the
completely
clouds
up.
to space.
Yeah, I almost felt like I was in space. And you know how you, like, I don't know if you've gone up to Algonquin Park and you look at the stars at night, and sometimes you can see the wispiness of, like, the Milky Way. That's kind of what it felt like, is that I was that far.
Okay. So
But
you could
then
have
I
been in
didn't.
the galaxy.
Yeah, but there was nobody there. It was just me.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, as we are all star seeds, I feel like it's, the first step of taking you, like, I know I belong to Sirius. That's where my star seed originated from. That's where the creator placed me in the universe before I was birthed into human form. So it could possibly be that you were on a journey towards your starseed where you originated from. And it was just kind of like allowing you to be there in that moment, maybe to connect somehow. Maybe something might come up out of this. I'm hoping something arises from this, from that journey. So just like Manpreet says, sit with it and see.
I wanted to share something about that. So we did, when I was doing my shamanic course, we did a journey to our own death. And when I did a journey to my own death, all I could see was something similar, the stars and the Milky Way that you were talking about. So I had a knowing that my grandpa is there, but I could not see anybody. It was dark, and all these stars were there. So I don't know why I'm remembering that journey now. No idea. Just pay attention to any signs being
I
shown.
have been told that stars are those of your loved ones that have passed. Right?
That's
so
true.
Stars are, when you see a star, and especially if you see a new star or a bright star, that's a loved one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I don't think it was a death thing, because I didn't feel the heaviness of death, but, and I know what that again, I know what that kind of feels like, right? There's a heaviness there.
I think
It's not it's not a negative. It's just, it's a heaviness. It's a different feeling.
I think for this new moon, like, our main phase is about letting things go, and that might help with our ascension. I think that's what I need to focus on in this coming months, just letting the past go.
Mhm.
The past is behind you, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
We have so much to look forward to. The past is behind us.
Thank you, Holly. I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Anya, did you want to share?
Not anything beyond what I did, I don't think. I think like Holly, I didn't really get beyond that cloud layer,
Mhm.
but I was perfectly content when I was there. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I didn't feel any struggle for me to get beyond that. So for me, I think it was a good place to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I just had the sense to pull cards. And the message that I got was live according to your divine essence from the snake.
Mm.
And I think this is like a general message for all of us. Excuse me. So the guidance is you're being asked to be very aware today because the snake card is bringing you a message that something is about to happen. Are you ready to burst out of your skin and expand your life? Is it time to plan a holiday or move house? Is an opportunity going to be presented to you? On the other hand, this card may be offering a warning. Can you trust people around you? Look beyond the surface to listen to your gut instinct. Remember to call on snake magic if you feel that you need protection. And know that excuse me, this will keep you safe. Your guidance is to be ready for any eventuality. Tune in to the wisdom of the universe that is available to you now. So, being guided and this being the card that popped up, I feel like there's that message again that's kind of connecting all of us just to remember where we originated from. So, our souls, our body is just temporary. Our soul lives on. However, there's lots of um, experiences that your soul has gone through in past lives that sometimes resurface in this life. So sometimes the past circles itself in another, especially if your soul um hasn't finished its assignment, right? Because every person has a reason why they're here right now. And some people are just living in a state of amnesia. They don't remember yet. And some people are awake and realize, okay, this is what my journey is. Some people are still learning what their path is in life. And if you're called back into the galaxy and then you are reborn again and reliving the same kind of life, kind of like deja vu. That's how the best I could explain it. It's like, you've been there before, you've seen it before, and it's just, where have I seen that feeling? Like, I've met Manpreet before somewhere, and I know her very closely, very intimately from a past experience because I feel so connected to her. Like, our hearts just combine when we're together or when we talk. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but so, it's about trying to release those experiences from before to learn new, especially with the new moon phase. The new moon clears out anything, and the full moon just helps to kind of set it in. So it's kind of like the cycle every single month, right? So with this card, being, who can you trust? Look within. It's kind of like the couple of journeys that we've been on, and it's just solidifying what you're experiencing or what you're feeling, or thoughts. Just be aware. You're here today. That means that you're open to learning more, right? Or to exploring yourself more into deeper or higher, your higher self. So I want you to just sit with it, go with it, right? I'll pull a card afterwards again if it's if it's calling to me. Okay, so I think we'll do one more journey. And then we'll close the circle. So for this journey, I want you to just set the intention. So go to your place in nature that feels right. And the intention that you're going to set is, so if you're beside a tree, ask the tree what wisdom it has for you. If you're beside water, ask the water element what wisdom it has to offer you. Ask the element, the natural element that you're there, because they are spirits as well. They can give you guidance. So the intention is to ask for the wisdom of that element to come forth and help guide you. If there's a message, if there's a word that you come back with, make sure you write that word down, and maybe you can see what that word relays to you afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
All right, everybody, come back. That was really nice. I connected with my tree, and the tree had just the spirit of the tree just continued to remind me to ground myself, especially when I feel shaken, to continue to ground myself and to continue with what I'm doing with seeking out nature and going into nature and just absorbing everything nature has to offer. Then I turn to the water element, and the water element just reminded me that it cleanses me every day with the water I drink. And when I go into the shower, it cleanses away. And just to meditate on asking the water element to cleanse the negative energy from me, and it'll wash it down the drain. So I was very thankful for that.
Well, I was. This is a place I've never been before. It was like a cave, like little ruins kind of place. And then I was looking for a word, and it gave me peace. And it's a word, something that I needed to hear right now as well. With the situations, I'm going to just to keep throwing peace out there. You know.
That's an incredible word to have. Peace.
Mhm.
Did you guys have any words that popped into your mind?
Manpreet,
Yes, yes.
what was the song that you were drumming?
What was the what?
What was the song that you were drumming?
Oh, I wasn't drumming any song. I was just drumming.
Okay.
A rhythm was just whatever was coming. Yeah,
Okay. I didn't know
nothing
if it was
special. Yeah.
particular. So for me, this your drumming was about grass, fresh green grass covered like morning grass. And I know grass is symbolic of abundance and growth and expansion. It's also symbolic of a feeling of community and togetherness. And the message that I received, it's a message for somebody in this group. I don't know who it is. You will know who you are. So this is one of my gifts, as Holly was sharing hers earlier, is and this has been happening a lot to me lately too, tapping into emotions of somebody. I don't always know what the reason is, but I can feel a lot of times what their struggle is, and somebody in this group is feeling or has been feeling uh, a great sense of aloneness. And if that speaks, if that rings true to any of you, this grass that I was seeing is a reminder that we are all connected, and you are supported, and you are loved, and you are held. Always have to remember you're held in a web of universal support, from places that you may not even know exists, and from people that may not even be part of your world.
Thank you for sharing that, Sonia. That's very good to keep close to your heart. Manpreet, did you? It is true though. What Sonia was asking. And the first time that you're drumming, it sounded different from the second time and the third time. Like it wasn't just the drumming, it came through as a song. And I was
Mhm.
like, wow, this is awesome.
Maybe I'm on a journey to find a power song. Who knows? This the third time it did feel like I was, kind of dancing with it. Yeah. I thought that I would probably see the element water, but no, to my surprise, I saw a big mountain. And I was talking to this big, huge mountain. I didn't get a lot of stuff other than I was reminded that the mountain starts with M. My name starts with M, and I'm a mother too. So do not forget that strength because um, snow, water, rain, everything the mountain goes through, but it's still there. It's still there. So that's the
Yes.
strength that I was reminded of. So it was amazing. It was a very healing journey for me. Beautiful.
Okay, that just brings me to the movie Moana. Because in the end, um, when they replaced the heart into the mountain, like she just bloomed and flourished and gave life to everything, and it was just that's the word that came to my mind was Moana.
Wow.
So I don't know if you've ever watched that movie or
I
memory,
haven't.
but
Maybe I will. I'll watch it
you
now.
need to
Yeah.
watch it.
Okay. I'll do that. Wow.
Paula,
So
yes.
the word I got, I much like you, Nev, is I got grounding, like calm,
Mhm.
calm and grounding and like focus. Those were like the three things that I really got.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Nice.
those are three things that I really have to try to, especially focus. Focus has just been the big one lately.
Mhm.
Just trying to remind myself I have to focus.
That's wonderful. Thanks for sharing, Holly.
Everyone's having the visions of the mountain, and lately, like the last couple of weeks, I've been going to all these different falls and mountains, and Halton Hills has some really great ones there
Mhm.
by the escarpment. And then like I went to one in Hamilton, which is Tiffany Falls, and it's frozen over. So it's all really nice. So everyone's like having the visions of mountains. Right?
Yes, I actually been seeing a lot of pictures of Tiffany Falls, and I'm like, when it's thawed out, we're gonna go visit. We've been doing a lot of exploring around here at different parks. Like we went to Albion Hills today, but on past Wednesday, we went to Silver Creek, and for the first time ever in nature, I saw an owl. And a little red-tailed squirrel just crossed the paths in front of my children. So I was like, okay, well, it just feels amazing. And thankfully I had my bag of seeds but we forgot it in the car. So when we got back to the car, I grabbed the bag of seeds and just laid out a nice heap in front of the biggest tree that they had at Silver Creek there and said thank you for honoring us with the appearance of that owl. I didn't look it up at that time what the meaning was, but we were just so in awe. I was doing a video for my class and showing them what it's like to go on a hike and the safety tips and all that stuff. So it was just a nice experience to see that and videotape that for them. But getting in touch with nature, like this time change, it hasn't affected me because we were out in nature and I was hugging up a tree and just thanking the tree for when I hug a tree, I thank it for its strength and its grounding abilities, its support and its sturdiness, its majesty that, it's so big and powerful and it provides us with the oxygen that we breathe and the shelter from the sun in the heat and so many other things that it provides us. And I feel my energy um, increase after that. In the summertime when the trees are fully awake, I like to touch them with my left hand and connect because the left hand is connected closer to your heart. So I just touch it with the left hand and I just ask the tree to exchange its energy with me. And I just, you just feel the heart going boom, 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 stronger. It's such an amazing feeling to be in touch with nature and seeing the beauty and the awesomeness that it has to offer us.
Thank you for sharing, Nev. And I had
Nev, are you an
forgotten,
earth sign?
Dylan, about the Halton Hills, the Halton Falls. I'm gonna pay a visit soon. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm even thinking about like buying an RV, like for the RV season starts in May. Just like I'm gonna be moving out of my house just to
Mhm.
go live in nature for like 6 months in the summer to like November. Just get like a
Right.
trailer park and just go live there.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yes, it would.
It's nice. And you don't
Maybe,
understand
maybe
like
that's what you meant, Sonia, by like somebody who's gonna like go out and be alone, just like go on my journey into like nature.
Maybe.
Amazing.
Paula, did you have any words that came up for you?
No, not really. Always, I'm just new to meditation, but for me, I feel very strongly with water elements, and I always
Mhm.
picture myself by water elements.
Yes. Yeah, very cleansing, very natural, very flowing.
Asking Nev, are you an earth sign? Is that why you're connected with trees and stuff?
Um, to be quite honest, from our last journey, I connected like I was a changeling between water and sky. So the air
Mhm.
element and the water element, it's just like a balance between the two. And so I don't know, it's just going into nature. Like today I had the chickadee that was dancing around on my sleeve. And I've never had that happen before. Well, not unless I was like a younger girl going on a school trip, field trip, and having the chickadee come and eating a little bit of seed from my hand. But this one just came. It was curious. It just floop, and I was like, "Hi," and it just flew away. I just turned to my family and I said, "I feel like Snow White," singing to the animals.
Amazing. Amazing.
It makes me feel so alive being in nature. And I'll give you an example. So yesterday we went for a drive. The kids didn't want to go anywhere. They were so content on being inside, but I'm like, let's go. Even though it's windy, we're just going to go for a drive. We drove out to Orangeville. There's a conservation area there. And my partner literally said, okay, get out. We were right at the entrance of the pathway where we had gone bike riding. And so we all got out. And as grumpy as my son was, by the time we had gotten in maybe a quarter of the way, his mood totally changed. And he was just a happier kid. And when we were coming back, he was skipping and singing and big smile on his face. And I said, "Oh, look at that. Look at that. How did nature change your attitude?" I said, "I see a smile on your face." And he's like, "Oh, please, mom, whatever."
Mhm.
But it's just amazing how nature can really cleanse you as you're walking through the trees. He didn't even do anything, just walk the path. But being surrounded by all those trees and the energy that they provide, it helped uplift and remove that negativity from him.
Mhm.
Honestly, if the only thing I can recommend this summer is connect with nature somehow, whether it's walking through the grass, hugging a tree, stepping your feet into water like a running stream, and just see how you feel. When you're doing that,
Mhm.
take a few deep breaths and just connect, and you'll feel amazing. You'll be amazed. Okay. I'm going to shuffle the cards one more time and see if there's another message. These are the color mirror cards. So I'm going to ask that the dragons, angels, fairies, if you have a message for us collectively, please share that message. The copper dragon, energy healer. So this could be for all of you guys because we can heal each other's energy or we can heal our own energy. The copper dragon. Let me get the book quickly here. Copper dragon opened up right away. So the copper dragon says everyone has the ability to use their love to send messages of healing, care, and gratitude to others. Studying energy healing systems will help you harness that ability to work with energy to be more effective as a tool of healing and transformation. You are a powerful channel for healing energy. It comes from the earth, through the heart, and flows from your hands to where it is needed. The copper dragon will help you find the energy system that best suits you for healing yourself and then to share that knowledge with others through therapy, work, and teaching. The compassion and love you hold is the foundation for all your future work. So, love on yourselves, give yourselves peace, ground yourselves, and you can heal yourselves and heal yourselves with love. You can always do this with water. One thing I've learned is using water. You can fill up a cup of water, and just by putting your hand over the cup, you can just say the words of, I bless this water with the energy of love, and then drink it and see how you feel for the day. Okay, I think it is time for us to close the circle and release the guides and the power animals.
Let
Manpreet,
me
would you lead us?
just,
Yes,
yeah,
please.
I just wanted to close the circle. So I'll just use my rattle to kind of say a few things.
Thank you.
So thank you to all the guides who came through in the circle today from all the 4 directions, all the elements, our power animals, guides from above and beyond. Thank you so much for guiding us and giving this healing and wisdom. We release all of you now. Thank you. Please send light to everyone who is here. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Manpreet, and thank you everybody for honoring the circle with your presence. We do this for everybody. We do this on a monthly basis just to reconnect and share what circles are about and what we do. And if it guides you into wanting to learn more, you guys can always reach out to Manpreet. You can also reach out to myself if you're interested in having a healing. Manpreet, I have to connect with you so that we can I can learn more about the soul retrievals, but when that time is right.
Absolutely.
But thank you, Holly. Thank you, Paula, for joining us today. It was special to have you guys here with us and to show you what these shamanic journeying circles are about.
Thank you for having
Thank you
me.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Sonia, for coming. I missed you.
My pleasure. Me too. It was really wonderful. Yeah, hearing your voices and seeing your faces. I was reminded to remember the last circle we had in the park at
Yes.
James Gardens.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was such a beautiful afternoon, and I so look forward to when we can do that again.
Yes, definitely. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to doing that again in the
Yeah.
summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Thank you.
spring. In the
Yes.
spring.
Well, in the spring, possibly. Depending on the weather. There's a lot of rain in the spring.
Oh, that's true. Well, as soon as
Remember,
it gets
April showers bring May flowers.
This is true. But yeah, thank you guys for bringing us together this evening.
Thank you,
Everything.
Dylan, for sharing the
Thank
circle
you,
as
guys.
well with us. It was awesome to have you again.
Of course. It's nice to cleanse my aura. I was feeling all down today, and now it's like I feel all alive again.
Awesome.
Good.
Nice.
Stay
Thank
well,
you for letting me
everyone.
record. Yes.
Until next time. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes.